All right, welcome to Empress Ebony's Tarot. If you're new here, my name is Ebony. Hello, how you doing? What's poppin'? My father named me that, and in this environment, we use tarot as a personal development tool, mostly. Uh, I am an intuitive reader, as I know the foundations of tarot. I hone and craft my particular way of delivering the messages. If you cool with that, we cool. Take a seat, grab you something to drink, grab you a snack, grab you something to take some notes with, get comfortable. But don't get too comfortable. I got strong boundaries around here. Strong boundaries around here, period. You dig? What's up, tribe? How y'all been? How y'all gonna be? What's poppin'? What's going on? Welcome the newcomers. Give them some gratitude and compassion. Show them to the areas so we can go ahead and get this tank started. We already did in a sense because, as you see, it's already some messages laid out. And I got this laid out because I don't take these Angel Oracle cards in reverse. But here this past week, they have been coming out in reverse a lot. So today, I'm about to call that energy out. So, while I was shuffling and doing what I needed to do, 444 protection came out in reverse. This card was on the bottom of the deck, but it got like stuck in my hand like this. And then so I released it and it fiddle-faddled around a while and landed in my lap in reverse. That's 1001, Spiritual Awakening, landed in reverse. Kept shuffling it around, and 22 opportunities and 1313 fresh start flipped over in the deck. This right here, these cards keep coming out in reverse energy. Kind of didn't sit well with me because it's been happening this week, and it's only been happening this week. You get what I'm saying? It's only been happening this week, and my spirit guides and my spirit team already know that we don't take these in reverse. I was told that when I got the decks, each of the decks, because this is two decks. This is two Angel Oracle decks mixed together. So I'm like, why the hell these cards keep coming out in reverse? Like, so that led me to thinking, like, the past couple of long form readings, there's been interference. And there seems to be interference coming out through the messages. With the cards coming out in reverse, knowing that we don't take them in reverse. Usually I chalk it up to that's the energy of the tribe. Like they not feeling very protected right now during their spiritual awakening. But something told me, clarify. I asked, clarify with tarot. They said, no, clarify with the deck. You're going to get what you need. It's going to fall exactly how it need to fall. Exactly what they said. So I shuffled. Well, I did a walkthrough. 929 walk away came out across 444. And I heard they don't want you to walk away. That's why they put in fear in your heart, want you to feel unprotected. Then, because these was down here, then I walked through again, felt like this. Abundance. Number 8, abundance. Fell across the spiritual awakening in reverse onto opportunities and fresh start. 22 and 1313. So I was like, okay. So your abundance is coming through your spiritual awakening. These opportunities and a fresh start is coming through your spiritual awakening. But this energy that's wanting you to believe that you're not protected while being initiated or going through the spiritual awakening, wanting to keep you where you at, stagnant, stand still, and in this please everybody, people pleasing energy is giving you every reason why you shouldn't walk away from something that you know you should currently walk away from. Person, place, thing, environment, state, whatever. You done had inklings and nudges and signs of synchronicities. I'm hearing in the moment right now for years that you need to move state or you need to move from your hometown. Spirit said comfort zones is out the window because I was hearing that interference energy again, stating, wanting me to state that, you do what's comfortable for you. No. Spirit said the thing that you fear the most uncomfortable thing it is for you. Do that. So if you terrified to move across the state or across the water, do that. Because I'm hearing shit is in the uproar anyway. Shit is in the uproar anyway. The energies and the shifts and the shit that's happening right now ain't never been seen by none of the generations that's alive on this planet right now. And that's why that, thank you, Spirit. That's why that I'm about to shake shit up. I'm about to shake shit up, and I keep hearing it like in Pop Smoke voice. And then my son said it could be another guy, so I looked at his stuff. He does sound like Pop Smoke, like as far as the tone of his voice. In the stuff that he rap about, but again, that song wasn't it. So what I was hearing, I knew didn't come from a song, like a song that has actually been put out. Maybe like I know that it did come from a song because the melody, everything played, and the first thing I thought about, the first person that came to mind was Pop Smoke because of how the voice sound. But then I also seen the image of the video that my son sent me in my head at the same time. So in that reading, I said, I brought that to the forefront. Like this person don't look like Pop Smoke, but they sound like Pop Smoke. But it still wasn't even him because they keep coming up. Like this shit been coming up for at least 6 months. At least 6 months that I'm about to shake shit up or I'm shaking shit up. That phrase, I'm about to shake shit up or I'm shaking shit up, that's been coming up for a long while. And it's like, I know that I'm not the only one hearing it. This is what my guys just let me know. Like, I'm not the only one hearing it. I feel like my soul tribe and people that are on the frequency that I'm on, as far as thinking forward towards the future and not being caught in the moment of what's going on right now in the present in the world, we ain't really, letting that shit too much have us worried. You know what I'm saying? Because it's annoying. It's a feeling that we feel that shit is about to shift. Shit been shifting for us in waves for a while now. So it's like, okay, I get that abundance that had it landed across here like that, and that interference energy and the interference energy. Spirit said, keep it at that. That interference energy wanting to sow seeds of doubt and fear in motherfuckers. But that shit is, yeah, old me dead and gone. Hearing T.I. and Justin Timberlake again. The old me's dead and gone. I've been traveling on this road so long, just trying to find my way back home. That's the crossroads. You at a crossroads and you don't owe nobody no explanation or announcement of your decision. They keep drawing me to the willpower. They want me to pick up the willpower. So we gonna do it together. I'm gonna slide it over to where I know y'all can see it. I feel like y'all can see it right where it's at, but I'm gonna slide it over. Damn, I'm tearing up this bottom card because of my daggone vinyl. But 1818 is willpower, achievement, success, progress, prosperity, ambition, courage, fortune. They want me to pick this up, so let's see what's up under it. Whatever is up under it is still stuck to it. But we take it, we being fluid. We floating like water. We fluid like water. 0909, new beginnings is what's being revealed right now. Opportunities, courage again, achievement, endings, new beginnings, adventure, love. Well, this is a kid show. I'm hearing a kid show. We're going on a nature hunt. We're going on a something. Backyardigans. Thank you, Spirit. Something with the backyardigans. As far as the keyword adventure. What's peeking out right now is fresh start. What is this? 1011. Take action. Triple threes. Hope. New beginnings. Fresh start. Intentional living. Purpose. Spiritual growth. So everything is just clarifying itself like Spirit said it would. Fresh start. Fresh start. Courage. 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 New beginnings here on Walk Away. Courage on 444. Courage on 22 opportunities. Courage on 09090909. And courage on 1818. Fresh start on 2 cards. Spiritual growth. Let me see if we got any more spiritual growth. We got growth on 22 opportunities. Personal growth on spiritual awakening, which we can, we can do the word play. It's there. Alignment. Intentional living. Spirit said is transformation. Transformation is on 444. In reverse, transformation is on 1001. In reverse, transformation is on abundance. Yeah. So those are our repeat characters. But 1818, willpower, and 1011. Do you want 1001 too? Okay. So these 4. Correct? Alright, thank you, Spirit. So those gonna stay up there. Keep everything like it is as far as the direction that the card is turned in. Off to the side. On okay. Alright. Thank you, Spirit. This gonna be the setup. I don't know how. And we're gonna flow with it. Spirit said what Spirit said. We're gonna roll around the however we do this. But we just about to go. Spirit said stop explaining. What we gonna go with first? We're gonna go with field wise. The cards they had me shuffle in the pre-shuffle. I'm not gonna speak on no card that came out in the pre-shuffle unless it comes out on the table because I didn't record the pre-shuffle. But this section of the field wise card is humor, interest, contempt, contempt, apathy, and I got another one in there. No, it's just those. Contempt, apathy, humor, and interest. Reverse cards first. Combined. So, goofy. So with this goofy card, I'm getting several things. But weeding through what the spirit wants to be said is one, these people think you're a goofy, to believe them versus what you've been shown, what you've envisioned. No scare tactics allowed is what I'm hearing. Also, the fact that you have a goofy, playful demeanor, feeling playful, silly, and lighthearted. Thank you, Spirit. Because that's your demeanor. That's one, why they think they can get over. And two, why Spirit said they're envious. But I'm just going to say, wow, why they want you to conform, remain in conformity and in your comfort zone. To not to walk away because they draw me to the 929. Something about that time could be significant. Maybe even something about that date could be significant. September 29th. That's a Tuesday. The Tuesday directly after the full moon in September. And I'm hearing wake me up when September ends. Practice compassion came out in reverse. One thing that connects us all as humans is struggle. Can you notice when someone in your life is struggling? Try observing their struggle without judging it, acknowledging that we're all at different places in life. Take a moment to check in with that person and practice mindful listening as they share. Ask them if they are looking for solutions or prefer to vent before jumping in with suggestions. Ooh, wait, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So with this and these two coming out together, it's that's a test for you. A test for you for the person who is uh trying to break the loop, attempting to break the loop, has broken the loop, who has had their spiritual awakening, the person that everyone is trying to get to conform. Listen to everybody is on a different path, you know. And if you over here, you don't judge people, you know that everybody is on different levels. You know that there's levels to this shit, and it's a spiral, not linear. So you can spiral back down or go further up, just depending on the choices that you make and how you choose to interact, react, respond, observe, or observe or observe. Throat chakra. Observe or absorb in the moment. So the test for those that are already cognizant and intentional, as well as perceptive on discerning what they need to do with particular conversations, in regards to the last statement of ask them if they're looking for solutions or prefer to vent before jumping in with suggestions. You are so quick to jump in with suggestions and tell people what they should do and how they should do, and this is on both ends. This is on both ends. You're so quick to lend advice without first asking if the person even wants your advice or if they're just trying to blow off some steam. I feel like if they're trying to blow off some steam and you're that goofy individual, they may just need a laugh from you. They may just need a laugh, or they may just need to see the irony, thank you, Spirit, in what's going on, and them judging themselves, or either judging your situation. Also, when you're having these conversations with these people, that's how you discern on whether or not the advice they're giving you is truly for your benefit or to benefit them ultimately in the long run. Because you should know what's best for you. You're only questioning it. You're only questioning what's being shown because you're so generous that you want to bring everybody with you. But if they're not ready and they're not on that level, there will be nothing that you can do other than sacrifice yourself in order to keep them in close proximity. Know and understand, when you leave people behind, that don't mean that they gone for good and you can't never revisit them, or they won't ever catch up with you. There's always telephone calls, there's always FaceTime, there's always visiting people in spurts, but not remaining where you are. Quirky, yeah. I feel like you're a quirky individual. Like you bring Martin has really been coming up lately. I was seeing Martin in Shanae gear, like I want to party, I want to go to the party. Like, and I also seen him when Gina was telling him to go, that he needed to go to the party and he didn't want to go to the party, and he, like, all right, I'm going to the party, we're going to the party, really. So that's two ends: somebody actually wanting to party, wasn't invited, and they may feel a way about it, and then also someone who is going to the party to appease someone else. So it's two sides to the coin. You just gonna have to be able to keep up here. You're a quirky individual. You're the life of the party. You bring that energy that uplifts everybody. Like, everybody look to you, either one, for entertainment. So I would, yeah, don't I don't like that energy, but also to lift, raise the vibration. Thank you, Spirit. Back of the deck, distracted. Yeah, but you being that can sometimes get you distracted and have you backslide and pulling you back into people pleasing energy, having, your eyes and focus in multiple areas when it needs to be on you. Where was that at? I know I saw that. Or was that in a whole nother deck? That might have been in another deck, but I ain't gonna keep prolonging it. I'm not gonna keep going on with that. So we're gonna disconnect from that spirit because y'all not bringing it to me, to where I can go exactly to it. Yeah, going away from that. Now let's get some energy. Let's get some feelings in regards to a lot of what the turn to the side. Quirky turn to the side. All the stuff that turned to the side is in regards to the card that's on the table. Turn to the side. We ain't gonna keep it down, but I will set it to the side in case it needs to be. In case it needs to be brought to the forefront throughout the reading. Dang. What? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Craziness. Not really, because I could imagine it. With, like I said, without the interference energy that was coming through. That was a lot. You see how thick that shit is? You see how thick? Somebody having nostalgia from the times when you were not aligned or enlightened, aligned as well. But all this sideways energy, label 54321, indifferent, ruthless, lazy, distracted, ah, ah, see your impact, the critical pause, vengeance, well regulated empathy, mind blown, smug, bored, accepting what is, focused, coercive, careless, amused, enlightened. The cards that came out in the pre-shuffle were indifferent, ruthless, lazy, and smug. That's the energy that wants you to feel like you're not protected so that you don't walk away. But all that good energy in there is what they feel like they'll be losing out on in their life if you walk away. That's why they're sowing the seeds of doubt. All right, we got it for that, spirit, but let's get something on all this upright energy, willpower, take action, opportunity, fresh start, and abundance. Liking, liking. I'm liking who I am right now. So I know I'm going to love who I'm becoming. I know that's right. We got satirical, and anticipation. That's for 18 willpower, 10 11 take action, 22 opportunities, 13 fresh start, and 8 abundance. Spirit want the satirical is feeling amused by cleverly pointing out irony and absurdity. Oh yeah, thank you, Spirit. This came out in the pre-shuffle as well. And I was saying something about have irony as well. Yeah, you're anticipating the opportunity that's gonna come with this, with these new beginnings and this new start. Like it's like you're excited to take action, but you keep asking others for advice, sinking back to that comfort zone shit. Oh, at the very back of the deck is actionable hope. Actionable hope. Oh, excuse me. When we get specific about a future state, we can put action to hope. Picture a beautiful future. What would a day in the life of this future, what in the day, picture a day, thank you, Spirit, picture a beautiful future. What would a day in the life of this future look like for you? It doesn't have the look like on it, it just has like for you. That's why I was getting tied up. There's a typo. Who is in your life? Where are you? And what are you doing? Be specific. Thank you, Spirit. Notice the good feeling when you reflect on that possibility. That's hope. Take inventory of the specifics and identify one small change you can make to move in that direction. So when I said specific, it was bringing me back to a reading that I was stating in there. I said a few times that you're not being specific, but I wasn't pronouncing specific right. I was joking with it, but you really do need to be specific. Also, with the look being missing, the look being missing from this, the typo, the look being missing from the wording with visualizing the future day in the life would look like for you. It brought me to that too. Notice that look is missing. So it's like the time for observation is over. You've already envisioned this several times over, is what I'm hearing. But it also brought me to the eyes on all of these cards that are on the table right now. They are all like happy eyes. They're not sad eyes. They're not worried eyes. They're not, they're all happy eyes. This the Any of these eye colors can be your eye color, but I don't really think that matters. Somebody is harping on the eye colors. Um, all of that stuff is fluid. That kind of stuff doesn't matter. It matters about the look. uh Thank you, Spirit. The sparkle in the eye. I was hearing the song "Sparkle in Your Eyes." Yeah, you got a sparkle in your eyes like no other, and that's something that people don't want to miss out on. So, as much as you think that people are envious, and thank you, Spirit, because I didn't want to say that earlier. Some are envious, and even when people are envious of you, it rarely has to do with you, in the sense of you're what's prompting it. You're what's prompting it in some ways because they don't want to miss out on your energy, the sparkle that you have in your eye, you being present in their life, like the joy that you bring. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, they said Anita Baker was playing a while back too. Thank you. But that's what it is. Like, people want to keep you where you're at because they will still be able to have access to you. They'll still be able to see you. Oh, and they're bringing me to someone that I seen on Instagram where he was describing, well, I don't know how they identify. So they were describing how um they were describing basically an envious person making the claim that they need to stay in close proximity to you, because as long as they stay in close proximity to you, like, basically you're their motivation. I'm hearing let me be a motivation. I'm gonna be a motivation. I can't Normani, I think that's her name. Yeah, it's still playing the song. I'm getting lost with that. Bring it back. Yeah. It's not necessarily in the sense of, yeah, they feel like you're their benchmark, you're um their I'm hearing check in, but the word that I'm thinking about, I cannot bring it to myself. But you're basically how they check to see whether or not they're on the right track, which is, that's baffling to me. That is asinine to me. Like, that's that comparison shit. The comparison is the thief of joy. Following someone else's footsteps, or hanging on to someone else's coattail, will not won't ever be the way that you what I'm seeing right now is people measuring kids on the wall, that nostalgia. Yeah, that's why. Okay, thank you, Spirit. That nostalgic thing that people do, like, to track their measurements. Is that benchmarking? I think that's benchmark. That is bench. Whatever. We're not gonna get semantics. We're not gonna get lost in the sauce on that. So don't take it as a negative. Like, just understand that these people gonna miss you when you gone, so they trying to fight hard to keep you around, even though it's not for your betterment. Even though you staying around may not be the best thing for you. That's where you have to have your discernment, have those conversations where you know, where you observe their struggle without judging it, acknowledging that we are all at different places in life. So no matter if you notice somebody struggling with something, like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, type shit. Yeah. Well, all the while jealousy is at the bottom. Even if they are, so what? If they are, it's a trigger thing. It's something within them. You're mirroring to them something that they either feel like they can't do, it's too late for them to do. They're doubting their self in some way, shape, or form when this energy is present. It don't take it personal. I'm feeling like don't take none of it personal. I said move on to the Moonology deck. Let the moon be your guide. But if you don't resonate with the moon, don't let it be your guide. At the coming out, straight out the gate, we have. You're very close to achieving your goals. Give this moon. Give this moon. All right, what does the tribe need to do in regards to the whole message, Spirit? Time to take a breath. Disseminating moon. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. I feel like this is the energy that's connected to you contemplating on whether or not you should move forward and walk away, take this adventure, you know, travel to where you feel like you're being called to travel to, move to, align with, they're going to be safe. You can't save anyone. You can't save anyone. So staying around thinking that you can protect them, you can protect anyone from themselves is, you know, not the move either. Bottom of the deck, nothing is yet set in stone. So yeah, I feel like you're worrying about nothing. I'm not saying that you're worrying about nothing, but you're worrying for nothing. Thank you, Spirit. You're worrying for nothing. Time to breathe out. So exhale. Wait until exhale energy. Go ahead and exhale. You ain't gotta wait. Just breathe. Whenever that anxiety sets in, whenever that energy, that bottled up, tight, wound energy shows up, take a breath. Count to 10. Take a breath. Count to 10. Breathe in 4. Breathe out 6. Like, just breath work, because nothing is yet set in stone, and you and your loved ones are safe. You're safe. You're protected. This is nonsense for protection being in reverse. No, a new start is coming. Fresh start. I feel like it's coming regardless. Either get with it or go through it. Thank you, Spirit. A time for healing. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. A time for healing is balsamic moon. A time for healing. What I'm getting with that energy is health is wealth. One, because how they have me placed in it over abundance and opportunities. All of this is coming with you being able to walk away. You being away from these people for a spell, you going into separation, isolation, whatever you want to call it, may be that time that you need to breathe out, to take a breath, to breathe and think, you know, uncloud your mind. There's no clouds in the sky. There's no clouds in the sky in none of these cards, but still, there's nothing. There's, yeah, you need to clear your mind, connect with the cosmos. This is what I'm hearing. At the very back of the deck, we got emotions are running high, supermoon. Yeah, emotions are running high, buck moon. The buck moon, the antlers are growing in on the bucks now. So they're getting older, they're maturing. You know what I mean? Like, your life is maturing, your spiritual awakening is maturing. That's why you feel like everything is out of whack. Like, people demonize spiritual psychosis, but everybody who has evolved and elevated through this thing has been through about a spiritual psychosis. But the people who thrive on you being codependent on outside information to learn are those that will gatekeep that kind of information and shake their finger at you like you're doing something wrong, all the while knowing that it's a natural progression. So these motherfuckers know they be knowing. The people that had already been through it and want to keep a specific status. Thank you, Spirit, because I'm hearing fuck your status, and want to keep a specific status. Those are the people that will, you know, put out the fear mongering and make you want to be looking over your shoulder for everything that could possibly be coming to harm you. Uh, feeding the energy of you got to do protection rituals, pretty much wasting your time on rituals that are null and void once you've tapped in and set the intentions on what it is that you're doing to proceed forward along your spiritual awakening adventure, aka journey. So so it's a lot to this. And for those that don't use tarot as a personal growth tool, and you only come to figure out what's going on with Carmisha and Carmelo, then you tend to miss the big picture. You tend to not understand that you're being misled, aka judged and given unsolicited advice while they're just venting about what they went through with their supposed masculine or feminine or parent, or whatever the relationship it is that they are speaking upon. And you'll be able to discern that when you realize that a reader is talking about the same thing. Like it's the same damn song, same damn violin, saxophone, uh reading, just packaged different. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. I'm hearing social media purge. So it's time for you to do that. Go through your page, go through your profile, and see who doesn't resonate anymore. See who's not bringing you value that is assisting you on your personal growth. See who's still talking about the same shit they talked about last year, and not being irritated about it with their viewers. Like, why the fuck we still going through this? Because I'm pulling on y'all energy, and y'all know I'll do that. Like, why the fuck we still talking about some shit that we already know, and it should be irrelevant? I'll do it for the newcomers, but because I have a lot of in and out, I have a lot of newcomers. Most of the people that watch my stuff, 80 something percent of the people that watch my stuff is newcomers. Like the casual viewers and the people that show up the most are new people. Like the people that are subscribed don't tap in and check in. So I can't necessarily pop off on my tribe members, because if they not watching, it's not their energy that I'm transmitting, or transmitting. Thank you, Spirit. The transmission. I'm not giving um, words of encouragement, advice, caution to them. Thank you, Spirit. We haven't done an ace spread in a while, but moving on. If you get it, you get it. But release that negativity, especially if the negativity isn't bringing you to a catalyst of learning something about yourself and learning how to um, redirect it, acknowledge and accept that it's there, but make the ultimate decision not to dwell in it, although that you notice is there. Making the ultimate decision to observe it, but not absorb it. So releasing it means that you're not absorbing it. You just observing it like, damn, that's toxic. But I ain't about to absorb that shit. I won't subscribe to that shit. So subscribe to the people that spew nothing but negativity. God coming for you. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. The people that's pointing while three fingers is pointing back at them type shit. Don't harp on what you feel like I'm doing without giving me steps to move out of that energy. Things that you've done to elevate from that. They can't give it to you because they ain't done it. That's what they keep speaking on. Win-win outcome is forecasted. Full moon in Libra. I said Libra. Full moon in Libra. They haven't balanced the scales. They're not in harmony. Their masculine and feminine energy within is not in union. That's why they keep talking about Carmisha and Carmelo. You are good enough. Know that before you click onto anybody's video. Take everything with a grain of salt. Use your discernment. Sharpen your discernment if you seem to be confused. If you're triggered, good. Good job. Write that shit down. That's why I said take notes. Write down the exact phrase, the exact card, the exact thing that triggered you so you can reflect on that. There's something there for you. At the very back of the deck, again, a new start is coming. I said fresh start, opportunities, new beginnings, done popped up so many times. It is what it is. On to Black Moon Lilith. A lot of people demonize Lilith, but break free and reclaim your power. At the very coming straight out. Coming straight out. From straight out the deck. At the bottom of the deck, we got Mary Magdalene, divine loyal goddess, number 19, which breaks down to basically a one, new beginning. New beginning. You putting your crown on. You putting your crown on. What? Why you keep coming looking? I can't look. Yeah, I mean, but you'll see me. I'm trying not to talk. Like, bro. I'm gonna edit that out. It's a video. Oh shit. Yeah, Mary Magdalene, divine loyal goddess number 19, which breaks down to a 10, which breaks down to a 1, new beginnings. You know, I'm having to chuckle because I gotta I all right, spirit. They told me not to say nothing, I ain't gonna say nothing. Anywho, sublimation, spiritual magic, number 4. Yeah, you definitely protect it. When you astral travel, whatever. When your spirit leaves your body, when your soul leaves your body, you know, you protect it. That's the energy that you should be in, that uh, uh I'm hearing I elect you to be in, elect for you to be in. That's the energy you should be in, to know that you're always protected no matter what, because you are infinite, you are eternal. If energy can't be created nor destroyed, that means you've always been around. You've always been around. You just don't remember. You just don't remember how to soar. You just don't remember how to fly. You just don't remember when you were an animal. You don't remember when you were on another planet, in another galaxy, in another omniverse. You just don't remember those things. So it's easy for these people to implant that fear in you. But if your energy, thus your soul, is neither created or destroyed, when you leave this physical vessel, you're just going to go back to source. You're just going to go back to the omni presence until you're called forward to incarnate again. What you'll be next time, you'll never know. You're meant to forget so that you can remember. I mean, there's nothing good or bad, there just is. Dark Moon Lilith, what you got to tell us? Black Moon Lilith in Taurus, you are worthy. Came out again. You are enough, you are worthy. Semantics the same. You are worthy of living the life that you envisioned. You didn't see it for it to just be a dream. You didn't see it for it not to come to fruition. And spirit is letting me know, like, it wasn't a dream, it was a memory of a time before time, that you're supposed to bring to fruition after this time. Number 2, Up under that, putrefaction, shadow release, number 37, which breaks down to what? 10 again, number 1. I'm here, it all comes back to 1. It all comes back to 1. Shadow release, shadow work, dark night of the soul. That's what's being hidden. That's what Black Moon Lilith is letting you know that you don't have to be ashamed of. Black Moon Lilith in Taurus is giving big King and Queen of Pentacles energy. Like I'm here. Oh, I got an expensive habit. I like expensive fabrics. Luxury, opulence, fertile lands. And I'm hearing the mage from King Arthur Legend of the Swords, the 2017 movie, where she said if you want him to think bigger, you gotta show him bigger. If you know the movie, you know you know. At the bottom of the deck, separation, division, and integration. Then I say that separation is needed. The isolation is needed. The division, the conflict is needed. That's why there is no good, no bad. You still got your sword. I'm hearing city life, or rural life. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. Adam, dark divine father of creation. Number 15, which breaks down to a 6, stability. I'm hearing King of Wands energy. And I like the way that this looks, because it shows like the dissolving. It shows like the dissolving, and the bull Taurus energy is on here as well in the back with the gold behind. Come on now. Yeah, look, I be trying to tell y'all none of this shit is happenstance. You ain't got to believe me. You ain't got to do nothing I say, but I'm a bring through the message. I am the messenger. Y'all want that one? Black Moon Lilith and Scorpio. Sexual alchemy. That's been coming up a lot on social media. If you're doing that, I'm just gonna say use your discernment. It's number 8. Number 8. Oh, so in this reading, Spirit is saying use it for manifestation. The fact, them telling me, them bringing me to the awareness of this energy coming up on social media a lot lately is to call out the rhetoric that this must be done solo. It must be done solo because that's a bold-faced lie. That's another that's another interference energy. That's a bold-faced lie. It's only going to amplify when the masculine and feminine come together with with an aligned spirit, with an aligned plan. Their missions won't be aligned because what your masculine, the journeys aren't the same. Even if you are meant to walk side by side, the journeys are not going to be the same. Even if this is meant to be your life partner, the journey will not be the same. The adventures will not be the same. The callings will not be the same. But if you have a mutual respect for each other, a mutual unconditional loving of each other, a mutual desire to grow together, that's where you're that's what would will all this will come into play. Separation, still at the bottom of the deck, at the very back of the deck. Fermentation, patience, and maturity. Yes, yeah. We're gonna leave that out. Can I? All right. Black Moon Lilith and Sagittarius, free yourself. I feel like that's where Black Moon Lilith is right now too, and she's been there for a while. But Spirit been telling me for a while, ever since Petrification came out, to read that, but I wanted to know if I was allowed to read the uh, fermentation as well. Fermentation is definitely giving me that Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles energy, that Queen of Pentacles in that Nine of Pentacles energy. You get what I'm saying? Like ain't scared to get her hands dirty. She ain't prissy. Like, but she gonna get out there in the field, but she still gonna look stunning no matter what she got on, no matter how she dresses. 41, 5, yeah, transformation energy. Okay, all right, let's get it. 37, putrefaction, shadow release. How you view the world is how you view yourself. When the putrefaction oracle card shows up, it's time to face the difficult shadows within you and become conscious to what you are projecting into the world. Psychoanalyst Carl Jung described the shadow as our untamed true nature that we hide from the world to feel safe, comfort zone, and accepted. I said comfort zone, safe and accepted in our environment. The authentic side of ourselves is hidden by a mask to protect itself when we experience trauma or challenges. This card calls for you to do inner work around how you perpetuate suffering in your own reality. When you are projecting your own shortcomings, pain, trauma, and angst onto others, where are you projecting your own shortcomings, pain, trauma, or angst onto others? Projection occurs when you are triggered and reactive to your outer world. This is because of pain from past traumas or difficulties that are buried beneath the surface. That's why I was saying, when you triggered here, take note, write that shit down before you call yourself hitting the arrow in my comment section. Think of when an objective think of when an objectively beautiful person walks into a room and immediately receives jealousy and judgment from those in the room who feel insecure about themselves. An alchemist will use moments like this as an opportunity to cleanse their shadow through releasing others' opinions, i.e., not judging it, acknowledging that we're all in different places in life. Putref- Putrefaction is the fifth phase of alchemy and one of the most emotionally challenging because it requires an honest look within. Scientifically, putrefaction is the decom- decomposition of organic matter. Use your life as a spiritual practice and start to release unconscious patterns. Doing so will create space for new, healthy patterns. So putrefaction is when shit start decomposing, gases, thus gaslighting starts, thus shit gets to get real funky. Putrefaction, putrefaction phase, shadow work. Handling difficult emotions is one of the most challenging parts of alchemy, and it's best to not do this alone. Seek a licensed therapist, healer, mystic, or astrologer. Seeking a licensed therapist, healer, mystic, or astrologer can help guide your way through these extreme sensitive phases of the process. Remember that support is available to you and that requesting it is a sign of strength, not weakness. Purge and integrate the dark energy within you. Shift negative projections into self empowerment. What didn't I say that? Didn't I say that with releasing negativity, like transmuting that shit? But as far as the seeking a licensed therapist, healer, mystic, and or an astrologer can help guide your way through this extreme sensitive phase of the process. I got static there, and I heard you are that. Like, so there is a opportunity, a capability, a possibility that you can self heal. Discern within yourself and acknowledge and accept within yourself whether or not you have the strength, you are able to do it alone. I say the thing about doing it alone because I know it's a lot of grifters out here. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like the most potent and the most beneficial assistance, help, guidance that we can get is going within. Now, if you can do these things, still use your discernment. Take no one's word as fact for you. Take no one's word as matter of fact for you. Not even mine. I'm just the messenger, as I said before. Number 41. It can be done alone. I'm just warning you to be cautious about the grifters, the people that need you to keep coming back for more, so they're only going to give you but so much information. But you got to understand and know that they got that information from somebody else who got the information from somebody else who got the information from somebody else, so on and so forth. And being that we're in a time where astro- astronomically, astrologically, cosmic, energy wise, things that have never happened before and won't ever happen again in our lifetimes is a catalyst to let you know that it's a fresh start. It's a fresh start. You create your own traditions. You create your own traditions, and you are more than capable of going within to heal thyself. You can receive guidance, but make sure you're checking in with your inner self as well. Fermentation, number 41. What's up, 5? Practice. Oh, patience is a virtue and extremely powerful to practice as an alchemist. Change doesn't happen overnight. When the fermentation oracle card shows up, it's time to pause and allow the universe to create your soul's purpose. I'm going to say it's time for you to um, co create with the universe in regards to your soul's purpose. Allow wisdom, time, and maturity to develop around your newfound spiritual goal and identity you are stepping into. Don't do too much on the identity. This could be by signing up for that astrology course, taking an improv class to develop your presence and confidence, or seeking a mentor to learn the ropes of a potential career. Soul alignment requires repetition in order for it to become second nature. Fermentation is the chemical breakdown of a substance by bacteria, yeast, or other microorganisms. It is essential for making foods like wine, cheese, kombucha, beer, liquor, liquors, kimchi, sauerkraut, and cheese. This is when a substance turns into an entirely different chemical from form over time, a spiritual metaphor for entering higher octaves of consciousness. You have moved past the dark night of the soul and released what no longer serves you. Now it's time to embody your sun and continue to develop it. Fermentation phase, shadow work, breath work. Oh, we talked about that earlier. Breath work is a potent modality to practice when you are in the fermentation phase. It allows you to be still, recover internally, and that release release stress and can help with trauma healing. Take time to allow the benefits of your Take time to allow the benefits of all your progress to integrate. Like grapes into wine, your soul's goal is growing brighter and stronger through the past through the passage of time. Your light is shining through the darkness. I know I know what fermentation is, but while I was reading the what fermentation was essential for, I noticed that although fermentation is about the breakdown of substances by bacteria, what stuck out most to me was a substance turns into an entirely different chemical form over time. It brought me to like the making of crystals. It also brought me to like um, the dry ice effect, water turning into ice, that kind of thing. So it's like the subtle shifts in things that happen over time, as well as through the change in environment and chemical composition. and it brought me to the card that had like the dissolving on it, the card that I was speaking of in regards to dissolving. I love when it comes through like this. Like, so yeah, that breath work is prevalent. You remaining calm, you remaining steady, you remaining present, you allowing the fermentation of you to happen. Patience and maturity. Patience through maturity. I'm also thinking about the phase from caterpillar to butterfly, right? And to me, fermentation, it may not, like I said, it may not line up scientifically, but what I'm thinking about is the fermentation phase being the phase where the caterpillar turns to goop. It dissolves. It doesn't have a form. It's in between forms. It's in between uh it's in between its chemical makeup. It's in between. It's in the in between. It's in the void. It's cosmic juice at the time before it when in at the fermentation time phase. Don't know if it's called fermentation with butterflies, but that's just what spirit is calling me to, thinking about that. And having the tribe understand that that's what that pause is about. Thank you, spirit. The critical pause. Our instinct is to defend ourselves when we're criticized. While defending can feel strong, it often escalates conflict. And it drew me to I heard you say, challenge yourself to cross your fingers when you have a desire to defend yourself. Intentionally interrupt your defense and instead acknowledge the other perspective. The time it takes to say I heard you say is an opportunity to pause and check your rage meter. Is it time to step away for a breather? Ask yourself that question. Criticism from others can feel like attacks. That's if, it just depends. It just depends. Accepting what is. Sometimes life is hard, sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's boring. Is there a situation in your life right now that you wish were different? All right, tribe. We left off on accepting what is. Today is a new day, but accepting what is. Sometimes life is hard, sometimes life is amazing, and sometimes it's boring. Is there a situation in your life right now that you wish were different? Notice your desires and write them down. Then list the parts of the situation that are within your control and the parts that you can't control. For the parts that you can't control, simply for the parts you can't control, write simple statement of fact. This thing or person is blank. Then fact check yourself. Are those statements really true? And you see on the card, it has the figure with a circle around them. Within the circle is what you can control. What's outside of the circle is what you cannot control. So it's out of your auric field is what I'm feeling right now. It's out of your auric field and there's nothing you can do about it. It's external from you and your situation, your happiness, your joy, your foundation, your protection, your spiritual awakening, your willpower, things that you can take action on, your abundance, your fresh start, your opportunities. It's out of your scope of being able to do anything about it. Thus, you shouldn't worry about it. That is a great benchmarker to do. Write down everything in your situation. What's in your control and what's not. If it's not in your control, don't worry about it. And I'm hearing if it's within your control, do your damnedest to ensure that you maintain that control. Let no outside influence hinder that. Thank you, Spirit. Oh shit, yeah, I did, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Say I jumped the gun, say I was ready. I was interrupted and I'm ready to get it started. My apologies. My apologies, Spirit. But thank you for reminding me. In case anyone's wondering, the incense are black orchid and dragon blood. Gonish brand. I know I love my Odu, but for this reading, this is what was required. Thank you for reminding me of that, Spirit. All right, now we're going to get back to it. Let me clear the energy once again. Next card, label 54321. Countdown energy is what I'm feeling. But it says if you're stuck in a thought pattern, clear your mind. Clearing your mind can interrupt the thought patterns that keep you stressed. Yeah, thank you. They go along with the accepting what is. Do these tasks together, Spirit said. Find 5 things you can see and label them in your mind. Find 4 things you can feel and notice the sensation. Listen for 3 different things you can hear and name the sounds. Think of 2 things you can smell and name them. What's one thing you can taste? So this is like a sensory thing, as well as being present, as well as a way to bring yourself to the present moment instead of worrying about the stressors that are out of your control. I feel like these 2 things are interchangeable and can be done daily. The moment you get to stressing about something, see your impact is next. Conflict takes 2. Damn sure does. What's your part? When your intense feelings from a conflict have subsided, take a moment to reflect on how you contributed to the conflict. What do you believe? What did you say? What did you do? How did the other person respond? Also, I would say, how did you respond? Did you respond in your best light? Did you respond from a wound / trigger? How did you respond as well? Think through or journal your thoughts and feelings about the situation. Now imagine the bigger impact this conflict has on yourself, the other person, and others who are involved or not involved in the situation. So with this card, I'm getting to one, being able to take accountability by assessing the conflict. Also, by assessing the conflict, you can determine whether or not this conflict is something that really matters. Is it something that's in your control as well? Was this conflict started by a misunderstanding? Was this conflict started by a trigger? What was your part, and why did the conflict take place anyway? Like, what initiated the conflict? Thank you, Spirit. Well-regulated empathy. Practicing mindful empathy can help you respond to others' emotions without becoming overwhelmed yourself. As you become more aware of your own emotions, it's easier to stay grounded in your own experience while holding space for another. Picture yourself surrounded by a warm light when others are having an emotional experience. Imagine that your emotions are protected and the emotions of others are there for you to notice but not take on yourself. Yeah, observe but don't absorb. What I was stating earlier. And the word regulated is bringing me it's bringing me a sense of discomfort as well as curiosity, because I'm feeling as if regulating something, being well regulated, isn't necessarily the goal. And it's also bringing me to a short that I observed earlier today on Instagram. So it wasn't really a short, it was a reel. I can't remember exactly what the young lady was saying, but it made so much sense to me in the sense of the whole, trend of being emotionally regulated, how that's, at the forefront right now, trending amongst the things in the spiritual community. And to paraphrase what she was saying, she's basically like being emotionally regulated is just another loop. Regulating something that is supposed to have its peaks and valley, like your frequency does. Your frequency isn't linear. It ebb and flows. It's up and down. There's highs and lows out throughout the day, throughout different seasons, and in different periods. It's not something that should be necessarily regulated, but worked through, acknowledged, so that you are, are able to again remain present in your situation and not get lost in the sauce, is what I'm hearing. It also brought me, the well regulated also brought me back to a thought that I was having while I was meditating, um, over this reading thus far, and watching, while I was basically being present and thinking about the reading. I was listening to something, so I can't say that I was watching it because I was watching the table. Even, although there's nothing moving on this table, I was watching the table. And putrefaction and fermentation, I both bring me to gas, like gases. When something is being fermented, bacteria is releasing gases. We already, we read both of these. There is a ecosystem that's involved in each of these, um, phases of alchemy, and that ecosystem is there regardless of the outcome of your experiment with these two phases of alchemy. And what I was getting from it, from these two and the gases, it kept bringing me to the protection being in reverse and the spiritual awakening being in reverse. And gases, there's a lot of gaslighting going on so that people do not walk away from the old guard way of thinking. Old guard way of thinking. The patriarchal way of thinking, where it's like you have to regulate your emotions. No, your emotions are meant to ebb and flow. You're meant you're meant to feel and go through highs and lows. Highs and lows are cyclical, although people think of them as linear because they only think of up and down. Highs and lows can also be in the spiral. Lower spiral moving up to a higher spiral, moving down, back down to a lower spiral, as above, so below. And with the energy of walking away, I was going to leave all these cards be, but I am going to bring it out. And I'm going to put all the things together that I feel like need to go together. So lazy, bored, vengeful, ruthless, smug, distracted, indifferent, careless, coercive. That's all of the energies of those cards being in reverse, which is which is the impact of which is the impact of you questioning, walking away. The people in your life who are lazy and would say, "Oh, you think you better than us," or people that called you lazy. Those that are bored with their life, those that cannot be whole with themselves, cannot be entertained with themselves, cannot be focused unless it's dependent on an external reasoning. Those that are vengeful for you just, embarking on, learning and unlearning and relearning this thing called life for yourself. The smug people, the people who are indifferent but claim to be neutral. Like this indifference right now, and this reading in this spread in connection with the walking away, because all these cards that I just laid on the table were sideways in the deck, if you remember from the beginning of the reading. Indifferent here is giving me the energy of, why you want to go and do that? Like, why is that? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Not necessarily being neutral and observing you on your path. They're careless with your energy. They're careless with you as a being, and they're definitely coercive, which which is manipulative in a way of in the way that they are stoking fear, feeding fear in themselves, and attempting to feed you fear in regards to your protection and your spiritual awakening. But you have remained focused. And if you haven't remained focused, you should remain focused. You should remain focused. This should be a mind blowing moment for you to realize that these people have been distracting you all along with their need for you to do something for you, with their need for you to be around, with their need for you to be their entertainment, with their need for you to be their benchmark. They are also amused by you. As I said before, your life's their entertainment, but they're doing it in a vengeful, ruthless, smug way because they're bored with their own life and they have no motion themselves. Your amusement comes from the joy that you have from learning the things that you learn. Your joy comes from your enlightenment, your awe. Thank you, Spirit. Your enlightenment, your awe, and your goofy childlike demeanor. Because as I said, remember I said before, they see you as a goofy, like a lame, like a pick me is what I'm hearing right now. Like you know, like a gopher, like a runner. Like, you're here for, again, my amusement. That's how they see you, as a goofy. But you're far from that. You're definitely enlightened and you're in awe about life and what life could be for you if you leaned and only focused on the things that you were able to control. If you were present, in each moment where you felt that distraction, where you felt that tug on your emotions, where you felt triggered, if you were able to focus in and be present, putting your emotions under a microscope, but they weaponize your emotions. And in a sense, they're mind blown at the fact that you keep getting up. But you continue to be mind blown by reflecting on the things that you've overcome, and gaining the knowledge that you have gained, and the fact that you are able to take it so high up to spiritual psychosis and then ground it back down, so that it doesn't the spiritual psychosis just doesn't become distractions. Keep at that, keep doing that. I am definitely anticipating, thank you spirit, what this collective is going to do with their alignment. This tribe, I don't even necessarily say collective, so it must, I don't say collective, so that's the thing. Yeah, I'm amazed at what's coming for us, because I have a knowing, because I've been enlightened. you know I've I've been through these things. That's why I'm showing up for you all. That's why we use tarot over here as a personal development tool, because I can't tell you your future, because I can't be responsible for the decisions that you make. I can let you know the possible outcomes if said advice is taken, but no one can tell you your future. You don't need me to read tarot. You can read your own tarot. You don't need me to read it for you. But I do appreciate that you show up and listen to me read tarot. That's why I don't press. That's why I don't press and advertise and solicit personal readings. It's in the description. Like I said, everything you need to know about Empress Ebony's tarot is in the description. That's why I don't harp in every video, like, comment, subscribe, all that. I don't do all that. I started this organically, and I promised spirit and my spiritual team and divine source energy that I would keep it organic. However much we grow, we grow. For a while, I was in that mind frame of, I gotta get all the followers, I gotta get all the followers, and I gotta get the ad, revenue and all of that stuff. Until I did my research. Like, what that's not what I'm gonna try to sustain myself off of personal readings, because I feel like that's coercion. I feel like that's coercive. I feel like that is a manipulation tactic for readers to tell you this is coming, that is coming, and either only spew positivity or only spew fear, or only play on the things that people are seeking the most. No, that's why I come to tell y'all how you can navigate through different things in life. Read the energy, and if it resonates with you, and you can use what I'm the advice that I'm giving, to improve your life. For me, it's about empowerment. I don't want to play on y'all emotions. That's not what I'm here for. Because I know how helpful tarot was for me, and oracle cards for me, and this type of divination was for me, to climb up out of that deep dark night of the soul. It was all about me looking in the mirror, facing myself, reading these cards to get some advice, some things to move forward about, for me to be able to accept things. Oh, thank you, Spirit. I wasn't even gonna I wasn't even gonna do that. Like I said, I started off with oracle cards, and then decks like these. I'm not a therapist, but I already knew. I've been through a lot of therapy, not only with myself but with my kids, and I've been through a lot of things in life that warranted therapy. And when I realized that all I needed was the tools, I could do this myself. Now I implore I implore you to use your discernment. Everybody can't self-heal. Everyone isn't capable of self-healing due to, the environment they came up in, the environment within their internal vessel, within their mind. Everybody can't do this. So don't I'm not giving no medical advice. I'm not telling you to go get these decks and try to do this yourself. I'm just letting you know what I did and how I'm coming up out of it. I'm not the person that measures success in monetary things. So for those of you who, watch me and deem me unsuccessful because I'm not rolling in dough, I'm rich in spirit. I'm rich in the astral. you know, I'm rich where you'll never see. And even yeah, that's not spirit. Spirit said ain't no need. We don't have to explain shit. Either take it or leave it. Take me as I am. Take me as I am. Think whatever you want to think of me. That's not gonna change what I do and how I move. Living by example. Thank you, Spirit. What do you want people in your life to remember about you? What small action can you do today to show that to them? Story time. This made me think of the nurse lady, but story time. You didn't choose your history. How do past hurts inform who you are today? How have they affected the choices you made? Notice the stories your mind creates to explain who you are. I sat with these. I sat with these decks. I answered these questions after I asked them of myself. I sat and listened and felt where my emotions took me when reading and assessing and observing these things. But you know, what else, Spirit? Story time came back out, but they want me to shuffle. Excuse me. Four. 5, 6. Thank you, Spirit. Bottom of the deck. Light up the darkness. Compassion is like a soft light inside of you. Shine it on the parts of you that you would normally want to reject. What would that look like? At the very back of the deck, name your story. You are the author of your life story. What would you choose to name the story of your life so far? How is that different from your mind? How is that different from what your mind would want to call it? And these cards are open, aware, and engage. Those are the three engaged. Those are the three things in the cards. Let me make some space. What else the tribe need to know, Spirit? Values and vulnerabilities. It's an engaged card. Pause and think of a painful judgment you have about yourself. Why is this important in your life? This hurt shows up for a reason. What's what's on the other side of the pain? Yeah. The moral of the story. Your pain has wisdom. What do your most difficult thoughts, feelings, sensations, and memories? What what do your most difficult thoughts, feelings, sensations, and memories that you struggle with tell you about what's important in your life? At the very back of the deck, your patterns. Pay close attention to what happens when difficult thoughts and feelings arise. What do you do in reaction? Why do you keep doing what you do? What do you get from it? That goes back to that um what was it? The conflict. See your impact. See your impact. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. And that's pretty much what I did, what I do. So this is not call me now tarot channel. I'm not a psychic. Would never proclaim to be any of those identities. I wouldn't even say I'm a tarot reader. I'm just telling you my story. Thank you. And if you resonate with it, then take a page out of my notebook and see if it works for you. Story time. Didn't choose your history? How do past hurts inform who you are today? How have they affected the choices you made? Notice the stories your mind creates to explain who you are. Because, yeah, your mind creates those stories because they're thinking of the past and sometimes thinking of the future when you have the negative self-talk, but you are meant to be in the present. 5 4 3 2 1. Name it all out. Involve your senses when you feel those emotions. At the bottom of the deck, criticism isn't critical. Notice your tendencies to push harder, self-criticize, and be harsh. More effort doesn't always equal better outcomes. Take one difficult situation you're working through and practice accepting yourself. To be continued. You are the author of your life's story. Despite what's been written so far, what do you want your story to be about? Again, Spirit said, to be continued. You are the author of your life's story. Despite what's been written so far, what do you want your story to be about? One more, they said. Hoo-wee. That's that sideways energy, but this is moving forward. This is moving forward, not looking. This is looking forward, not looking backwards. This is looking east, not west. Thank you, Spirit. The moral of the story. Your pain is your wisdom. What do you most what do you most difficult what do your most difficult thoughts, feelings, sensations, and memories that you struggle with tell you about what's important in your life? You are worthy. Black Moon, Lilith, and Taurus. Purposeful steps. Reaching a goal involves taking one step in the direction of what matters, and then another. What direction are you walking in? What's your next step? That tells me why the direction mattered. What are you engaged in? Things of the past, things of the future, or are you being present and setting those benchmarks for how you're going to change things up from how you reacted in the past to how you'll react in the present in each moment going forward? Press pause on your life. Bring your mind, bring to mind a situation or person that makes you feel a strong emotion or urge. Pay attention to what happens in your mind and body. Practice leaning into whatever shows up, good, bad, or indifferent. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, indifferent showed up. Live broadcast at the bottom of the deck. Listen to your mind like a radio playing in the background. It broadcasts thoughts, judgments, feelings, sensations, and memories. Notice what your mind broadcasts. You are separate from it and can listen to it live. That's another be present. Be present. 5 4 3 2 1. Assess. Do these assessments. You know. Oh. At the very back of the deck we got pick up and go. And I grabbed on to receiving wisdom as well. Spirit wants me to read receiving wisdom. Bring to mind someone you respect or someone who has made a positive impact on your life. What wisdom, knowledge, or advice might this person share with you that could benefit you right now? Pick up and go. A tipping point is a moment when it hurts more to avoid and not do something than to do it. A tipping point is a moment where it hurts more to avoid and not do something than to do it. What is your tipping point? Pick one meaningful action to do today that your mind tells you to avoid. Spirit said, leave it there, and I will do so. Gratitude for everyone who showed up and stayed to this point. I appreciate you all for tapping in with me, checking in with me, viewing, engaging. I just appreciate y'all and y'all energy. Know that I love y'all tribe and I do this for the love of me as well as for the love of you all. And until next time, peace.